guys, my name is Jenna. If you guys are new here, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the first video of 2024, how to plan for your best year yet. I am so excited to make this video because if you're not new to my channel, then you know that this video is not exactly new. I've had a monthly plan with me series that I started in the beginning of 2023 because this time last year I was like, I want 2023 to be my best year yet. I want to be really intentional about how I grow as a person. And I just feel like in the end, having an actual planning setup that works for me is really just how I best supported myself and being intentional in that way. So my planning setup is honestly something that makes me feel put together, planned out, and I just feel like I am setting myself up for success because of this setup. So I'm really excited to share with you guys my 2024 planning setup. If you guys want to see this setup in action, then you guys can check out all of my monthly planning videos from 2023 because it's a little unique, I think. I use digital planning, I use daily planning, paper planning, I use Google Calendar. I use a lot of things, but I swear this is how I had a good year last year. 2022 was not it. 2023, I was like, I'm going to be my best self and planning is how I'm going to do that. And after dedicating myself to planning every single month, 1 year later, I feel like I accomplished like 99% of my yearly goals because I actually set attainable goals and I was intentional about how I was achieving them every single month. So just come along for the ride. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to these Plan With Me videos. This is my planning setup for 2024. Let me just go through the context and the timestamps of the rest of this video so that you guys can kind of know what to expect. Long-term planning we have on Notion, and I'm gonna make a whole separate Notion tour updated template in the next video so that you guys can see like a dedicated tour, but I'm going to show you how I use my Notion template that I made, just realistically how I've been maintaining my use of Notion because I feel like a lot of people will start Notion in January, they're trying to keep it up in February, and then by March they're like, I just don't wanna do this anymore, it's like overkill. So that is how I do my long-term planning, like my yearly goals, monthly goals, tracking my books and stuff. That's all on Notion. Then we have daily planning. So like my daily to-do list, my habit tracking, my mood tracking, all of that is done on my Shop Amanda Rachel Doodle planner. I have the denim one. Isn't it so pretty? I used this for all of last year. My last year's one is in my bookcase right now. And this is the best thing ever because it's a planner so you can have your daily to-dos, but it's also a habit and mood tracker, like a bullet journal, because this is actually Amanda Rachel's small business and these are her designs. So she basically made like a pre-made bullet journal, coloring book, planner, all in one. And I loved doing this last year just because it was a really good way for me to slow down, just spend some time coloring every single month, but then also tracking my habits and my moods and my tasks and marking it off with my pen. Daily planning is on here. And then we have my other journal. I don't know if you guys saw that, but this is my 2024. I designed these myself with Type Haley. This is just a normal, typical lined notebook. And this is what I'm going to do all of my journaling on. Don't look. I'm really trying to dedicate more time on a weekly basis to journaling just because I think it's a really good way to take care of the mind on a routine basis, to just like let out any thoughts. That's all in my actual journal. Events, social plans, that is on Google Calendar. I started using Google Calendar, I think in August or September of last year, just because I was like, I feel like it's overkill. I don't really need it. And then I started using it and I was like, okay, this is amazing. I am the type of person that will usually say yes and I'll usually overplan myself. So having Google Calendar has just made me a lot more aware of like when I need to be out of my apartment and when I need to film and edit because I do have a 9-to-5 job full-time outside of making YouTube videos. So I just need to be more timely and like aware, and that's all in Google Calendar. So it's been really nice just so that I can get an idea of like not double booking things. And then the new things that I'm incorporating into my planning setup for 2024, budgeting and content planning. I'm really excited because now I am a Rella member, which I'm so excited about. I'll talk all about that later and I'll show you everything. But Rella is how I'm going to plan out my content, plan out my to-dos, keep track of my brand deals and everything just a lot better. Rella is an app that was co-founded by Natalie Barbu, who is a creator herself. And it's literally just a planning app for creators, by creators. It's the best thing ever. And I think that's really gonna help me feel a lot more set up and a lot less like stressed when it comes to content planning and filming and all of that stuff. So we have that, and then we have the budget. Don't hate me, but I don't think I'm going to do like budget with me videos, but I will talk about how I'm incorporating budgeting, and I'll talk about it in every video. I just don't know if I'm gonna show it because I think budgets are very personal, and for some at least, I think they're very personal, and I just don't think I wanna put all of my like expenses, earnings, everything out in the public, and I hope you guys understand. There are people though who do show that. Selena Trevino, my budget template is actually the one that's created by her. I purchased it. You can actually purchase it yourself too, and you can use the code Jenna25 to get 25% off. But Selena's a really good friend of mine. She uses her own budget template too, and I would really recommend you guys check out that budget template. It's not only aesthetically pleasing, which will encourage you to actually use it on a weekly, daily basis, but Selena also has budget videos where she goes through her budget and she'll show it. So even though I'm not showing it, I really want to point you to the creator who made the budget herself and her videos and her content just in general. Please check out Selena. That is my whole planning setup. I know you guys are waiting, so let's just get started with our long-term planning. This is how I'm using Notion on a regular basis. Okay. Wow. This is just a mini reveal because I'm going to make a separate video going through my entire Notion template because this is a new template. It's not new, but it's an enhanced template of the free one that I made available to you guys last year. I've made some updates. I have a whole new theme and vibe for my Notion, but here's how it looks. Isn't it so pretty? Like I said, that will be the next video going through my entire Notion tour. But here we have in this homepage, this planning section. And this is where I have my yearly goals and my monthly goals, calendars, check-ins, weekly meal planning. This is all the stuff that I do digitally. So let's just start with our yearly goals. Isn't this so pretty? I'm so proud of it. And I really do think that the way something makes you feel when you look at it will encourage you to go back to it and use it more. So I think it's good that I love this. My yearly goals, we have personal, health and fitness, and career. These were the 3 buckets that I did last year, and they worked really well for me. And I feel like if I just want to enhance and strengthen everything that I did last year, we're gonna keep the same buckets. And these are my goals. Personal, I wanna read at least 10 books. I think if I could hit 15, that would be like an excellent, like exceeding expectations goal for me. Last year was also the first year that I started reading for the first time, like since high school for fun. And it's been such a joy. I love spending my time reading. It's such a good escape. It's such a good form of entertainment. It's time off my screens, no scrolling. Last year I had set out to read 5 books. I ended up reading 10, which is amazing. So this year I want to read at least 10 books minimum, and then we'll check in if I do actually accomplish that. We'll check in and update this goal when it comes. But all of these goals, of course, you guys know, you can change these whenever you want. Then we have work on Korean every single month. And this is something that I'm going to incorporate in my Plan With Me videos, maybe even just as its own section. And I might even start a series, like one of my videos later on this month will be talking about how I'm accomplishing learning a new language, because I am actually 100% Korean, born in America, but I don't know Korean. I can't speak it. I didn't learn it growing up. All I know how to do is read and like kind of write. I'm 27. This is the year that I really want to feel like I've learned Korean more this year than ever in my life. So I'm really devoted to it. It's my huge, huge goal. I'm willing to cut back on other places in my life in order to accomplish this goal by the end of the year. So we're going to check back in, work on Korean every single month. That is a huge one. And then I have separate Korean goals, which if I go here, this is my Korean hub. These are my Korean goals, and these are like more specific to goals related to learning Korean, just that I can make it a little bit more attainable for myself, but I won't go through every single one. I just have overall my Korean goals. Complete all of them. That's like the your goal. And then refresh my morning routine. I'm really excited because I have a new morning routine video coming for you guys very soon because I've refreshed my morning routine. I think my last morning routine video was like a 5:30 a.m. morning routine. I'm not doing that. I haven't woken up at 5:30 on a regular basis probably since January of last year. So I want to make an updated morning routine, like a simplified, realistic, how I actually have a morning routine that will last. That's coming soon, but I need to just overall refresh it. I want to journal at least once every other week. I think bi-weekly is a really good place to start just because I think you can make time for anything every other week. And then travel to 3 new cities / places. That's my last personal goal. I'm not someone that actually enjoys traveling, and I feel like people say that's like surprising for me, but I don't really like traveling. I don't like being out of routine. I don't like paying for flights. I don't like paying for hotels, and like the experience is all worth it in the end, but like the money and the dread leading up to it just honestly takes away from it a lot of the time, unfortunately. So I'm trying to lean into enjoying traveling more, and I'll get into that a little bit later with my races and everything, but I really just want to travel to 3 new places in 2024 if I can. Okay, health and fitness, weekly meal planning. That's a habit that I really worked on last year that I want to just keep up. So I just want to make it another goal. Last year it was called 80-20, and I just feel like trying to accomplish this like lifestyle and mindset of 80-20. I don't know if I like truly accomplish it, but I eat very intuitively. I try to make healthy decisions. And I think that the habit I actually want to incorporate is weekly meal planning. So I want to keep that up this year. Run at least 5 races. I'm so excited for this because last year was also the year that I became a runner again. I ran in high school and everything, but I just stopped running after college. And last year was actually the year that I picked back up running. I ended up running 2 half marathons, and I just love the way that running makes me feel, and I love the way that it's impacted my life and just who I am. So I really want to keep that up, and I want to run at least 5 more races, and hopefully some of those races will be in new cities too, so that it can encourage me to travel. And then train for and complete a full marathon. Yeah, that's my big goal. I think Korean is like my biggest personal goal, and then running a full marathon is my biggest like health and fitness goal for 2024. I think it's gonna be really hard, but luckily I have all year because the marathon is October 27th, 2024, right here in Arlington, Virginia, where I live. So I think I'll just have like a training plan. It'll have to be something that I really dedicate a lot of time to, but I'm so excited because that is a crazy challenge. That's not easy to run 26.2 miles, and I want to try to do it without stopping, and I want to try to do it in under 4 hours. So we'll see. Cook more at home. This is something that I definitely focused on last year, but I just, like with weekly meal planning, I just want to strengthen it and enjoy cooking. So we have that. And then be consistent with exercise throughout the year. I think this is also a goal that I had last year. And I just think that overall, like this is a huge habit of mine in general. I really love moving around, moving my body, working out in all different ways, not just running. I also have a membership at Orange Theory. I do a lot of things, honestly, to try to move around. And I want to be consistent with that and make sure that I'm keeping up with it throughout the year. Okay. And then lastly, career. So when I say career, I mean a bunch of things. I mean who I am as a content creator, because I do create long form videos full time, twice a week, working for myself. And then I do have a 9-to-5 job where I work at an accounting firm internally in operations. I'm a manager. So that is like 2 big portions of my career. But I think budgeting and like putting that together into a budget also kind of relates. So that's why my budget is in the career section. Take at least 1 video off a month. This is something that I also incorporated last year that was just really good for me to help myself slow down and give myself breaks when I need to when it came to uploading content and stuff. So taking at least 1 video off a month, I think that will be really good. Launch 1 new JH Collective item. I'm not exactly sure what that is. JH Collective is like my small business or merch company. And I don't know. I want to make like maybe a new shirt. I want to make a hat. I don't know. But I just think at least 1 new item is something that is attainable, because if I do more, I feel like I won't be able to accomplish those other big things like the marathon and really learning Korean. I'm trying to make like attainable goals that fit in all different areas of my life, but it's not too much altogether. So that's why I just have 1. Overall, no overtime work in my 9-to-5 job. I think that speaks for itself. If you guys haven't checked out Work to Live Diaries, you should, because that's my series where I talk all about work-life balance. And then lastly, save $10,000 to a savings fund. I think when it comes to the budget, I'll touch on this just as a topic every single month in my Plan With Me, how I'm doing, because in my monthly Plan With Me videos in the future, you guys will see that I go through my yearly goals and I look at them. So we'll touch on this, but yeah, that's my big goal. I would love to save $10,000. And then on the right, this is my breakdown. So I have a quarterly breakdown and a monthly breakdown, because I feel like when you look at all of these yearly goals, you're like, okay, this is like a lot of things that I want to accomplish. And while they're attainable, they're not just like drink 64 ounces of water every day, or like overall I just have like be consistent, cook more, like very vague goals besides like books and races and all that stuff. I try not to do too many metrics-based goals. And if they are metrics-based, I want them to be metrics that I actually can control. So when it comes to looking at everything, you're like, that's a lot. So I have a quarterly breakdown where I go through what area of my goals am I going to focus on for that quarter or the next 3 months. So I have Korean for everything, but then more or less quarter 1's all dedicated to health and fitness, personal for quarter 2, career, and then in quarter 4, we're going to put everything together and feel like we're just kind of like strengthening the bond of everything. That's the quarterly breakdown. And then furthermore, I have a monthly breakdown to kind of go through what are my like actual focuses of each month, and this will help guide my goals that I have on a monthly basis. That is my breakdown. And then I have more intentions to keep top of mind this year. These aren't necessarily goals, but just like reminders for myself really for the whole year. Okay, those are all of my long-term yearly goals. I'll show you guys my monthly goals for January, but I think I'll talk about them more in my next Plan With Me video, just because this video is just going through my actual planning setup, not so much my actual Plan With Me. That's more so gonna be in February. But these are my goals for January. I have personal, health and fitness, Korean, career. These are all the like little kind of tedious trackable goals that I'll focus on throughout the month that will go back to my yearly goals. But this is just kind of like the how, whereas the yearly goals are the what. So I won't talk about each of these, but here's what they are. I think they look pretty good. And I do have videos actually coming up in January that will touch on each of these big buckets and how I'm incorporating that like through my daily life and like a vlog, so that you guys can see how I'm accomplishing my personal goals, health and fitness goals, Korean goals throughout the actual daily life that I have. Keep a lookout for those. And I think that's everything for Notion. I'll go through again. Oh, okay, lastly, I'm just gonna show you guys my weekly meal planning template because it's very, very simple. A little bit refreshed, but I still have like the 80-20 reminders on here. But overall, this is where I put my weekly dinner meal planning just so I can write out what my plan is for that week, and then I'll delete it every single week, refresh it, and it's just a good way to plan out my meals. So those 3 pages on my Notion are really related mainly to my planning setup for 2024. Next, I want to show you guys my doodle planner because if you guys watch my monthly plan with me videos last year, I always show you guys how the doodle planner is looking every single month because this is the best thing ever. So here's how the inside looks. I actually changed the colors from the vlog that I showed you guys this the first time. I just made it more colorful and I think it looks a lot prettier. I wrote 2024 here. In the beginning of the doodle planner though, there's all of these prompts for just like reflecting what you want 2024 to be, all of that. And then I have some other reflection based spreads. I haven't fully filled this out yet, but I made that in the beginning of my doodle planner. This is just a list of everything that I'm grateful for, you know, to get myself in a good mindset for the year. You guys, this is what January looks like in my doodle planner. Do you see this? I actually think of all of the spreads and all of the themes that I've done in my doodle planner, even in all of 2023, I think this is my favorite one. It's so pretty. Like I said, this is actually blank. Like if you go to a new month, it's black and white. So you can just spend some time every single month slowing down, coloring. It's really good for your brain and soul to color. Fun fact. This is how the monthly plan looks. And then my habits and mood trackers. Oh my gosh. I literally cannot wait. So in the next monthly plan with me video at the end of January, beginning of February, I'll show you what last month's trackers looked like filled in. So you guys can actually see just realistically how I'm actually using this every single month. And we're not just like dropping this in a couple of months. So it'll be really nice. This is again how I have all of my daily to-dos. And I'm so freaking excited. This is the best thing ever. If you guys have one, comment below because I would love to know who's also coloring with me and planning with me, specifically in the doodle planner. It's the best. And you're supporting an Asian-owned small business. And then of course, this is my journal. I know I touched on this in the beginning and I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, but journaling is something that I genuinely love. I started journaling again in 2023 and I honestly kind of stopped, which is so bad because I really want to keep up with this, just like I want to keep up with everything. And that's why I made a goal in 2024 as like one of my yearly goals to really focus on this. I feel like when you thought dump or when you just scribble down whatever, even if your hand starts cramping, you just feel so much better mentally. I feel like it's just such a form of release when it comes to journaling that even if it's like an incomplete thought, like I started something yesterday, didn't end up finishing it, I'll pick this back up hopefully tonight. But just letting out your thoughts is a really good way to document how you feel, how to let go of how you feel if that's what you need to do, or solidify how you feel. And I just really love it. I think journaling is really good and there's no right way to journal too. You can do bullets, you can do thoughts, you can write a letter to yourself. You can do literally whatever you want when it comes to journaling. The point is just that you're writing something down. I feel like that's what matters. So I will talk about journaling every single month too on my Plan With Me videos, just so I can talk about like how it's affecting me every month because I really want to touch on this and just make sure I'm actually doing this because I think last year I only got like halfway through my journal because I kind of stopped midway through the year. So we'll keep this up, but this is something that I made. This is something that I'm gonna color, and this is just like my whole planning setup. I feel like it's important to feel excited about your planning setup. Now let's go to Rella. Okay. I love this. I'm so freaking excited. So this is Rella. This is actually a new app. This is something new that I'm incorporating in 2024 and I'm so excited for it just because I think that this will actually help me prepare my videos better. So here's how this looks like for like a certain video because I was currently looking at my notes right now for this, but this is just how I like planned out the rest of the video. In Rella, you have your plan, grow, earn, dashboard. This is what the dashboard looks like, but mainly I'm on the planning page. That's what I'm on all the time. And this is where I plan out all of my videos. It's really nice just because your plans here sync with Google Calendar, and I felt like using my calendar in Notion, I didn't like that it wasn't syncing, because Google Calendar is really what I look at like every single day for all of my plans. So I really like that Rella has syncing with Google Calendar as an option. But this is how I am planning out all of my content in 2024. This is how everything looks in January. So pink is for YouTube, and then I have like tasks related to all of my YouTube videos. I have ideas here, TikTok videos, YouTube videos, just ideas that come to mind. I'll put them in Rella instead of just like a typical note on my phone now. And it just all lives in one place a lot better. Everything that has this type of highlight is a planned video for that week. So I have how to do it all in 2024, work to live diaries, how I became my best self, morning routine, week in my life, how I'm planning to learn Korean. And then if I click on a certain video, so right now I'm filming the how to make 2024 your year, this pop-up will show. And then you can have tasks related, you can have notes, and this just overall is so freaking nice, you guys. I really love it. And you can also do this with the basic version of Rella too. I have Rella Pro, but this is also available on the basic version. You can see your Instagram feed, you can see your media, and then you can actually plan out and upload your own posts on Rella. So I make sure to talk about this on a monthly basis with you guys so that I'm actually planning out my videos every single month, and I'm not just kind of like choosing something in the moment because I have to choose what video I'm filming. Planning out my content for the month has just been so nice because it's so much easier to move something around or just pull from your ideas list than like come up with something on the spot. So now that I can add tasks related to everything, it like notifications on my phone when a task is due. I can see when previews are due for brand deals, and it's just so nice. I can also track all of my earnings. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to blur everything, but I can track my earnings. I can track the brand, how much money it is. I can upload the contract. There's actually a new feature that's backed by AI that will look through the contract and just like put everything in for you. So I'm really excited to use Rella in 2024. I think this will really help me just, again, set myself up for success better, especially when it comes to my YouTube channel. Oh, you can also set goals in Rella too. So I have my TikTok goals, my Instagram goals, my YouTube goals, just for like the number of subscribers I would like to have or followers and stuff. Again, this isn't on my Notion because I don't want this to be like a huge focus of the year, but I just think it's fun to have these little trackers and it'll update automatically, which is really nice. And then you have like a whole notes section, and yeah. That's Rella. Oh my God. I can't wait to show you guys how I'm using this every single month and all the videos that I'm planning. But yeah, this is moving forward how I'll show you guys what my plans are for the content of the next month, which you'll see more in February. Next, let me talk about Google Calendar. Google Calendar is one of those things, like I said, I did not do this until probably the last quarter of 2023 because I was like, oh, it's just too much. Like there's too many things to plan. I'm already doing Notion and I'm already using my doodle planner, and I don't want to do Google Calendar. It's too much. And I thought that for me, Google Calendar was just like a lot of color blocking and time blocking, and I just didn't like it. But once I adopted it and just made it work for me in a very minimal way, I love it. It's like actually amazing. And I feel like it just makes me overall more aware of what my plans are, especially on a week-to-week basis. I think Google Calendar is the one thing out of everything I will talk about that I actually have up constantly at all times, like literally at all times. Especially for me, something that I focused on a lot in 2023 was to just kind of scale back a little bit on my social plans and spend more time alone. So I was trying to make more time for reading, which meant I couldn't do social plans every single day of the work week. And so being able to schedule out my social plans essentially, I feel like was best done in Google Calendar, just because it was easier for me to see like if something got canceled, I could easily remove it as opposed to putting that in my planner. My planner is just to-dos and it's just mainly tracking, but the stuff that moves like hour by hour, that's all in Google Calendar. So let me show you guys. This is my Google Calendar. I took off some calendars that I want to keep private to my boyfriend Thomas, but this is another huge perk of having Google Calendar. I made my boyfriend share with me his calendars so that I could see when his social plans are. And since he's a second year medical student too, I don't know if I mentioned that, but I just want to know his exam schedule, and I want to know when he's out of the apartment in a required class because it's like half virtual, half in person. So it's really nice for me because I can be more aware of what his schedule is. I don't constantly have to ask him all the time, and I know when his exams are, so I know when to be a little bit more mindful like during certain weekends, or if I just want to be away entirely so that he can still study, Google Calendar is so nice for that. And lastly, since it's synced with my calendar too, and he has my calendar, I can just add ourselves to a joint plan that we have together. So being mindful of plans that we make as a couple, but also making plans individually so that we can hang out with our friends without each other, which is honestly really nice and healthy, I think. So this is my Google Calendar. I have one for myself, one for YouTube, and that is literally it. So I actually have to finish updating some things because what's really nice about Rella, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but like I mentioned before, in Rella, you can sync to your Google Calendar, but since it only syncs to my email, it just goes to my original or like my default calendar. So I usually have a separate calendar just for YouTube so I can see which videos I'm actually planning for that month in a different color. And those are my only two colors that I have, you guys. Like I don't want things to be overkill. That's like my big motto when it comes to planning. Because overkill exists when it's too tedious that I don't want to do it at all, and then I actually won't, and that's unsustainable. So I like to use Google Calendar in a very, very minimal way. In yellow, I have everything YouTube related, which is what my upload schedule is. And like I said, that's linked with Rella, which is so freaking nice. So when I'm making my social plans, I'm just a little bit more aware of when I need things to be due, especially with sponsored videos. They're usually due a couple days before, whereas if it's non-sponsored, I can just finish it the actual day before I upload if that's what I want to do. Then because of that, I'll just be more mindful of what plans I am saying yes to, or if I have like 3 plans in a row, day after day after day, then I'll spend the next day just reading or editing or just staying in. So I really like having this. I feel like I've seen a lot of Google Calendars that beautifully color coded. There's a different calendar for like every single different part of their life, like health and fitness or work or yada, yada, yada. But for me, I just like having one calendar. It's for my social plans. It's for like events, things I need to travel to. And that's really just what works for me. I really just only have one more calendar so I can see just at right away the things in yellow are things YouTube related and the things in pink are related to my life. I really like this, and let me know if you guys use Google Calendar very minimally too. Here is last week. Like it's very, very chill. Well, okay, this actually doesn't really count. There. I had some like hangs, I had a housewarming, I was in Miami and stuff, and honestly, it's just, I think I don't use emojis. Like it's just very chill, and I like it that way because then I don't feel like it's such a drag to maintain over time. So that's how I use Google Calendar, and I will show you guys that also in every single monthly plan with me, how I'm setting up my calendar every month. Okay, and then lastly with my Notion, we're gonna go back to Notion because I realized I didn't show you guys this, but I did make a vision board, and it's at the very bottom of my Notion template. I'm not really gonna speak too much about this just because I feel like there are so many videos about how to make vision boards, and I feel like everyone knows. But literally a vision board in 10 seconds is using Canva to copy and paste photos from Pinterest or wherever you get your photos. I've included a couple of photos I've taken myself, but it's copying and pasting photos from Pinterest into a blank Canva template, and then you save it. And you're supposed to choose photos that visually represent what your goals are. So I have like more pictures of DC, I have Korean, a lot of running, a lot of cooking, some fruit. I have a picture of my dog. I have a picture of my boyfriend. I have my like huge dream goal this year, which would be to hit 75,000 subscribers, which is like crazy dream. I didn't actually hit it last year when I told myself I wanted 50. I think vision boards are really good to both visualize how you want your goals to look every single day, but also like it's just really pretty to look at. And I think that, like I said with the doodle planner, when there's things that you want to look at, you're more inclined to actually look at it because you want to do it. And then maybe it comes to life because you see the pictures in front of you and you're like, wait, I do want to do those things. I do want to run. I do want to cook. I do want to learn Korean. So I think vision boarding is really fun. But if you don't want to do it, there's no worries too. You can still fully accomplish all of your goals while not making a vision board. I just made one vision board for the whole year. It's at the bottom of my Notion template, and that's it. I think more or less that's everything. What the heck? This video is probably really long, but I think that this planning setup, while it seems elaborate, it's really not. The big message of all of this is that planning really does help the stress in your life, and especially if you're feeling like you have to juggle so many things at once, whether it's your job or a certain responsibility here or there within yourself, planning it out just actually supports you more than it does to harm you. No more of the live day by day, go with the flow stuff. No, let's plan, you guys, and let's try our best to be intentional, intentionally grow, so that we can get to the end of this year and think to ourselves, wow, I really worked on myself this year and I'm really proud of who I've become, because that was me at the end of 2023. If you guys liked this video, like I said, there's a Notion tour coming very soon. It's gonna be the next video, but otherwise I post twice a week on YouTube. In 2024, I decided no like set days. Usually it's Tuesdays and Fridays, but throughout the year, I've just found that it's become more stressful to maintain certain days than to just tell myself twice a week. And other than that though, I'm a very committed person, so I promise you guys, twice a week you will see uploads from me, and one of those weeks each month will just be one upload, because I do take off one video a month. But that's just really how I've been able to maintain work-life balance while having a full-time 9-to-5 job and doing content on the side. So more or less, I hope you guys stick around. This little corner on the internet is my favorite place in the whole world, and I love showing you guys my life, my plans, my everything, and I'll see you guys in a new video really soon. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. I post new videos twice a week in 2024. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video, but until then, miss you already.